Hey folks, Massey Dave. Hope you're all well and you've had a good week. Today, hopefully I'm over the worst of me man flu. Thank you for your messages, comments and likes and hypes and that, much appreciated. We're going to get that little Ford moved out the way because we've got a little horse box turned up ready to get ready for MOT later in the week. So that's the first job today. We'll just leave her here for a minute. We'll have a play with this another time. Well, I think this is the newest one I've ever had to work on. It's a 74 plate, 3 axle, about a 4.5 tonner I think. Gonna be a new one on me. We'll get her fired up and go and we'll check all the basics. Apparently it's only got about 6,000 miles on it. So this could be interesting. Well, first opinion, it's got about as much use as a chocolate teapot because you can spin the wheels because it's front wheel drive. Or I'll take this in a field, I'll tell you that. Automatic. Oh, spun the wheels just going up that little slope. Ugh, horrible thing. Well, first thing that's got to go in here is this lot in the windscreen, because that'll be a fail, so that will get hiked out and put somewhere out the way. But nicely upholstered seats. All the lights work, that's something, that's a good start. Well, that only just fitted in there. Let's hope we get the other side in and get it picked up. Say 6 lots of wheel trims to come off. Checked all the nuts, they're okay. Well, there's not a huge amount to see under here because it's all brand new. What I say, 12 months old, all shiny. There's not much here on the chassis to look at. Yeah, handbrakes on cable mechanism. With only open pray there, okay. But what else do you look at? A few bolts there, holding the chassis to the front bit. That's about it. Also suspension bits and pieces, tyres, the basic stuff. Obviously missing the under tray bit here on the front, don't know why, but perhaps when it went in for inspection at the manufacturers they didn't bother putting it back on, I don't know. But yeah, tyres are in date, obviously will be for 74 plate, they're dated 23. So yeah, that's what that is. Let's get back on our 168. We've got the windscreen here. We'll extract the bit of rubber that goes around the bonnet there and try and get the glass out and put that out the way so we don't get broken. So I think the rubber's kind of welded itself to the frame, so we've got a big screwdriver there ready to prise it off. Well, we've got the glass out. There's going to be a little bit of welding work to do on the end of there, but this rubber, stuck on or what? So it's a case of just going through with a Stanley blade and trying to tease it and having a screwdriver just to hold it up enough to cut through a little bit more at a time. But like I say, it's sort of been glued and it's glued itself to all the framework. So it's not just a case of slicing it through because it is seriously stuck on there, and I want to try and keep the rubber intact so I can use it as a template for making a new bit when we get to that point. So just carefully teasing it up, keeping a bit of pressure, pulling it apart and cutting through the glue or whatever's holding it on here. It's quite tough, to say the least. Anyway, I see Sammy TV has bought herself a little Fergie she's going to be doing up. Good luck to her with that. Old Flying Fergie man, he's got his 6150. He's been, or his dad's been busy doing because he's been away working. But I think we're nearly there with this bit. It's coming apart. And so he caught up with Casto as well with his fencing and a bit of flooding. And sounds as though he's had a cold too. Oh well, I'll be glad when this bit's off this bit. Again, I think we're going to have issues with the rubber for the glass. There we go. Because I remember that on the 135 that it was the new S rubber for this is slightly fatter, but you can see how that's kind of been glued and stuck itself on. So now we've got to get it off of that bit. You can see there it's really stuck. A bit easier now it's off the frame, so we can actually pull the rubber itself and carefully cut through and keep it intact as a template. So we've got another couple of little panels there for the front of the cab. I was trying to get everything together for shot blasting on a pallet. Out the way. These little jobs like this all take time to try and save as much of the original stuff as it can without breaking it, or at least you've got a good pattern for making new. So slowly, carefully does it. At least the storm's passed now with the wet and the wind that we've had. Hopefully it's going to be a drier week this week. Oh, I caught up with JT's Bar and Grill. Watched a couple of his videos. Him doing his soybeans. And that one of the little Ford 4000 selector turd or whatever he's got running. That was something to watch. Nearly there with this bit. It's going to take a bit of cleaning up to get the last of it off of there and all of that. Down to the last couple of inches. We're nearly there. Go on, off you come. There we go. It's off. Right, now we can spend a bit of time cleaning all that rubbish off of that and off of that. Well, we've got the front windscreen frame here. We're going to repair that one that was broken, so we'll weld that back on. We've got some riv nuts which will fit in those holes there. We'll get those squished up so some thread back in it. I think there's one over here that broke off, so we'll do that, and we'll perhaps chop out those couple of bits there and weld a bit of new in on that. But at least we know this one is done, ready for blasting and painting another day. So let's get that ground up, bit of glue on there to hold it in place, and I'll show you how the riv nuts work. Right, we've got that bit glued on. Anyway, riv nut, it is basically a rivet but as a nut. So you've got a thread inside there and an outer shank. So you wind it onto the tool, you put it in the hole, and then you start to tighten it up, and it basically just pulls the thread and squishes it together like a rivet would be, but you're then left with a hole with a thread in the middle to be able to put a bolt back in and screw it in. So tighten it up, it pulls it up nice and tight. I think that'll probably do. Then you can undo it, undo the bit that's in the thread and extract it, And then you've got a bolt with effectively, again, a captive nut in place for putting together, just like that. So that's one done. Right, as you can see on the window frame here, it's not the best there. There's a chunk missing. So we'll get the wire wheel on that, clean it up, chop out a bit and set a new piece in there, just where the rubber's going to sit. The rest isn't too bad all the way around. It's just that's okay there. It's just on this bit here, which was the top. Right, the first bad bit, we got that chopped out. We got a new piece of 1.6 steel cut, ready to fit in there. So now it's time for a bit of careful welding and a bit of buffing up. Then we can go forth and do another little section. That's all right in the middle there, so we'll do a little bit in there, and then we'll do a little bit in there. And say, by keeping some of the original bend there, it's going to keep the structure and shape and integrity, and we'll just replace the bad bits rather than trying to do the whole length. If you're trying to do that, you're going to put so much heat into it in one session, it's going to distort it. So we'll just do little bits that need to be done. Right, we've got it just tacked in. We've got our bit of brass block where the joint is clamped in place, because we don't want to end up blowing a hole in the end of the joint there, so we've got something to run out to. We'll do the same that end as well, then we can start stitching the rest of that bit back into place. Right, we've got the first little bit there done, and the next little bit we've got the block moved over. We're gonna have to go a little bit more, or might just get it in the one run there, then we can clean that up. Now let's tack this bit in then. She's in there, as always. I've got my safety squints on, so I'll let that cool off and we can grind it back, make it look pretty. Right, so we've got the next bit chopped out, welded in there, and the next bit chopped out and just tacked in. So we'll get it all welded up, cleaned up, then this bit I think is then done and finished for what we need to do for repairs on it. Don't think that's come out as too bad a job. All replaced, and yeah, this bit is finished. Right, well, we've got a few more panels sorted out, remains of bolts taken out. We've got the dashboard here now, get the last of these gauges out, and the multi-power lever and the air vacuum sensor. And then we've got one door here, it's going to need a bit of attention. Plates being welded on there, so we're going to cut that off and try and make that look pretty back to as it should be. So yeah, anyway, let's get these bits and pieces undone off of here and extracted. Right, we've finally got the dashboard stripped down. We got the little VIN plate off there, and obviously can't really read it that side, but look on the other side, you can see the imprints of the serial number through there, so we should be able to read that as long as we can read backwards. So there's another bit done, ready for the pile of stuff to be blasted. Moving on to this here door that's been repaired by God knows what. We've got the hinge taken off out the way, so we're going to try and get this lot cut off, cleaned up, and make it look as though that was never there. That's the plan anyway. We've got it off. It's going to take a bit of cleaning up and tidying up, but I'm sure we can make it look pretty. Let's get the wire brush on the go, but that's nearly it for today, unfortunately. Well, morning folks, Tuesday morning, yeah, bit of running around first thing, which has been to drop off the templates I made up for the rear screen of the cab on the 168 and the bits that go down the side of the cab in front of the engine. So let's drop those off. We're going to head on back, try and do something constructive again. Right, well, we're back from running around. we can get back to where we left off yesterday. Getting on with this door, tidying this up and trying to make it look somewhere near pretty again. So let's get the old grinder and the flat wheel on the go and get rid of this crud round here. Right, a serious amount of time later, beating, grinding, welding, beating, grinding, welding, grinding, welding, beating. We've got that back looking, I don't say that is too bad. The damn sight better than it was with that dirty great big bit of steel welded on it. I think time to shot blasted. A little bit of filler work in that, just to, I might even just go over again with the welder and nick some of those little holes up. But yeah, when you're welding 1.6mm steel and trying to get it back to somewhere near a shape, I'm quite happy with that from what it was. That is, yeah, just a job. Right, so we're chipping away through it. That's the doors done, the hinges are off. That's the top frame that goes on the roof. Now we've got the roof panel here. We're going to try and get some of these dings out of it. There's one up there. A couple of little creases here I've seen. I had one there, I've just managed to hit that one out. So I'll do our best to get these beaten out and get it looking somewhere near close again. Right, well we've got a, that's the mic on. Right, we've got a straight edge clamped to the thing there. I've managed to get some of that one out, but maybe a bit loud now. Two big hammers on the go. So we're going to use the face of the hammer on there. Now that one, to beat it from the inside to try and hit some of that out. And it is coming out. Not going to be perfect, but it's going to be better than it was. A bit more in the middle there. And we've got another crease here. Let's hold that on there and give that a we're winning slowly. A little bit up the top there. It's coming out. There we got one in the middle there. And a little bit more down here. That's better than it was. Right, we'll have a look. We've got, I think, one up the front there. Oh, that's not too bad. So we'll have a look at that one at the front now. Right, so we got the dings out. We've got a couple of little repairs we need to do. One there. One there, and there was one there. I think that was it. It was okay. So yeah, a couple of little bit. This is a thinner gauge again. This is about 1.2mm, which I've got some. So we're going to have to carefully, very carefully, deal with that. Wish me luck. Right, so we've got some little bits here chopped up. We're going to attempt the first one there. So we've marked it out. We're going to carefully cut that out with a grinder, set that in, and hopefully you can glue it in place. Not tidy at the moment, but again, we're working with very thin metal. By the time I clean that up, that should be okay. Well, like I said, once it's cleaned up, you'd never know compared to what was there. which is that. So that's number 1 done. 2 more to go. Right, well, there's number 3 done. Again, you can see it was, yeah, a bit of tin worm in there. It wasn't going to last too much longer. Holes drilled, so we'll just flip the whole lot over, check the inside. Oh, folks, we're chipping away. I think that's all the welding repairs done now. I think, fingers crossed. So we've got the bonnet here now. We're going to start stripping the bits off of this. Get the that bit off, and the top flap and the bits and pieces here. And we've got obviously the light there needs to be taken off. Then we've just got the 2 wings to go. Just get the cables out, I think, and the 2 reflectors off the back. So it all takes time, but worth doing these bits now, rather than getting to the point of painting, oh, need to repair something. Well, I think we're on the homeward straight. We're on the last wing now. We've just got the conduit to get out of it. But it's been some day, I tell you. So we've got the reflector off. We've got just got to get this bit out. So we're going to have to warm this up because this plastic's gone very hard and doesn't want to bend. So we'll get the get some heat on it to make it flex a bit. We can get it out, pull it out, get those cables out. But yeah, bonnet's there, all stripped down. That wing's done. Box a little bits there, and we just got 1 step here to pull apart. And I think that's everything. Tin work for that. Ready there for blasting. I apologise, but my mic's gone, battery's gone flat. It's got a little red flashing light on there. Anyway, that's the front grille stripped apart, and that's the last bit of the tin work in bits. I'm going to let that do for today. That's a good show there. See, it was a week ago Monday, it was complete, and now it's in a pile of bits. I say, sorry Mike, you had good mic, now haven't because battery's flat. So I'm going to let that do. As always, thanks for watching. Click the old like and subscribe, hit the hype button, drop me a comment, I will get back to you. And until the next time of what could possibly go wrong, hopefully we'll start on some bits on pulling that apart, getting it split. So until next time, catch you later.